Hey, what's up, you guys? So I'm gonna do Clark Sisters review on The Return, and I watched some of the other reviews, and no shade, but it's just like the Clark Sisters can't get a chance to be an artist. That if you look at their whole story, that's instead of saving a soul and that we're artists, that's really like sort of the underlying point. That these women have mastered instruments, they mastered their vocal ability, and keeping the group intact. They are artists. They're going to want to experiment with their sound, with their voices. That's how you're going to get them runs or them scats. It's not You're not going to get that from artist who wants to be in a box. So, some of the reviews are just really the Clark sound and the Clark this and the Clark that. At the end of the day, they're artists. And so this album, The Return, is a very contemporary album. And it opens up with a song called Been So Good. And it's an aggressive track. And what you'll note with this album is that they share lead, but Dorinda and Jackie have a strong presence throughout the whole album. And then, of course, you can't miss Karen. And then Twinkie is also doing her thing, and her voice is getting so much better from her illness, from what she went through. She has recovered so much, and it's really hard to recover from a stroke. And she is pushing through, and I think she's gonna even get more of her voice back. And the second song is called Give It to Him, which is pretty funky. And again, Twinkie, you hear Jackie on here, and Karen and Dorinda kind of go back and forth and take it home with each other. And the next song is really like Twinkie's song, and it's really nice. The instrumental "God Loves You" that comes in, it's really experimental. I really like the sound of it. I really like the artistry of it, and Twinkie sounds really superb. She sounds really good and on pitch. I just like her tone in the song. And then we go into He Can, His Love, which Jackie leads that in. His Love, it's they all lead, but Karen has a strong presence, and Dorinda has a strong presence. The Snoop feature is nice. It reminds me, it's reminiscent of Karen's, like a track off of Karen's Second Chance album. It sort of has that, but way modern, way more today. It's really cool. And we go into Victory. Everybody know Victory. And I know I'm missing some songs, but that's cool. Another song that I like that just popping up into my head was Nobody. And I really like the vocal. They share lines and with lead. And I really liked it. I liked all of it, but I enjoyed Dorinda and Karen as they kept doing the part in Nobody over and over. They sort of progressed with the singing and the ad libs and just the delivery of it, which is pretty cool. And Broke Into Minister, which is perhaps my a highlight for me is the first. I really like the first song with Dorinda, but Broken to Minister is really a decent song. It's really very well produced. It really has a nice, again, it's very current, very up to date. The beat is banging, but also the harmonies and Karen delivery is exceptionally well. I really enjoy it. I like music. It's really current and well produced. It's not a churchy album. It's not churchy like, and even their churchy is funky, and it go hard. So let's not, Clark Sisters go hard in they sound. And Now let me see what other song. Power, which is a Jackie lead, and it's sort of it's nice. Jackie can lead. We know Jackie can lead a song and everything like that. She does some great vocal in a song. It's really nice. And then at the end, the song they give it to Dorinda, and she sort of put her flip on it. It's very very again very aggressive. They're very aggressive in this album. It's a lot of they just throwing blows the whole album, and people really like the ending of the song. With they like Jackie lead as well, but they also like the Dorinda "Not in My House" mix. And another track that I sort of skipped over because that's like the end, almost the end of the album, Power. The other track is the Masterpiece track produced by Jermaine Dupri. And again, this is a shared lead song. And so Twinkie sounds great in it. Jackie sounds really good in it. Dorinda has, that jazzy, snappy, she got that part in it. And Karen has a nice part, and she also hits a nice high note at the end. And, Dorinda does her thing, and, Jackie getting it in there. And the last song, Good Favor, it's really just a nice upbeat. The album has an upbeat tone. It has an upbeat street tone. That's the album a little bit, with a little mixture of other things. But this is a very upbeat track, happy track. And I totally enjoy the album. As far as if we went on a rating system, from out of 1 to 5, I would give it 4 stars. And I would give it 4 out of 5 because exceptionally well produced, exceptionally well sung, took their time. It's not a laugh album, it's a recorded album. So I'm just going to say 4 out of 5. It's not anything. I'm not going to say I wish they did that, I wish they didn't do this or do that, because I'm actually pleased. I'm sincerely pleased, and I enjoy it. And 1 out of a 10, I would give it like a 8.5. It's a really nice album, and people already know that it's not just the Clark sisters coming out with an album and there's bangers, but it's also the Clark sisters coming out with an album. It's some bangers on the album, and then it's the Clark sisters performing the album and how they interpret it every time as such master musicians that they are. So that's gonna bring out all these people talking and the album this and that. And as soon as they start coming around, once the corona slow down and they start coming around performing, it's gonna be a whole different thing. It's gonna be a whole different thing. So kudos to the Clark sisters and the producers, and peace out. And at the end of the day, we know that the Clark sisters are out here. They represent God, their mother's legacy. But in all fairness, they are also artists. They are also artists. They are also people who practice instruments. They can play instruments. They can sing. They make all type of sounds with their voice. So give them their space and their respect as artists as well, and not just this is what gospel music should sound like, or this is what someone at their age should be singing. Just some of the comments that I see, that I'm not feeling with, but great album.